It's Eucalyptus, also Marianne Bachmeyer. We're going to try to make some memories. Come on, come on. Let's make some memories. Where are you going? That mean old bitch isn't going to like that you're running around the carpet. You're kind and innocent little bitch. Huh? Literally a female dog, right? So Eucalyptus is a female dog, one of Sasha's of 5. Her brothers and sisters. She's got 2 brothers, Nathan Hale, and she has Kazama Kataro. That's another one of her brothers. They love the carpet. Oh my goodness! But they'll pee and poop in it. Oh, let's look around here. There's a ball right here. Well, you missed the ball. Well, you missed the ball. Huh? Oh. So young, energetic, curious. What is all this? What's going on? Loves attention. Man, this is all new and exciting. We're on the carpet. You better come out and yell at us. Give a judgmental face. What are you doing? Why are you on the carpet? So, and her sisters are Rosa Luxemburg and Emma Goldman. Rosa and Emma. And I believe, man, I want to say that this is Little Lily's. I want to say this is Little Lily's litter. It would be half-brother, half-sister to Malcolm, Butterscotch, and Petunia, who have died. But then you have Fuchsia and Akua, who's still alive. Mother is Sasha, and I want to believe that Little Lily is the father. So, fun, energetic, right? You can tell she's happy with her tail. Like, what is all this? I got to smell everything. I got to get into everything. I got to find out what this is all about. I've been stuck in a little cage in that little room, and now you're telling me there's a whole damn living room? I didn't know there was a whole living room here. You got blankets over here, and you got little corners over there, and you got, oh, what is this? Oh, we found something we like. What to next? I want to play that ball. Don't you want to? Remember when I tried to get Tecumseh to catch a frisbee? It's so hard to do, but you kind of have to get in there. You have to get in there and teach him. And ultimately, I would get him to catch a frisbee by having 2 frisbees. He would chase the frisbee, but then when he would come back to me, he'd want to, play with it, play finders keepers. Oh! Well, what were you doing that for? You about just died. You about just jumped off the damn edge. Thank God those bars were there. That was crazy. Well, I said I want to make memories, so I guess, you being so damn innocent and rambunctious, you're like, oh shit, I'm just going to jump off this ledge here. That could have fucking killed you. Jesus Christ. You're a puppy. You could have fell down. Maybe hit your head. Oh my God, no, you stay away from that stairwell. Goodness gracious. You having fun? We're making memories, so what are we going to do next? Since you're playing dangerous, maybe I'll put you on this pile of covers over here. Oh. When dogs are young, when they're puppies, I can keep up with them. But when they become adults, man, they're so much stronger and faster, stronger claws, stronger teeth. I can't keep up with them, So when we go for a jog, I actually feel like we're peers when they're a puppy. But the moment that they are adults, then it's like, I need a bike or I need a four-wheeler. I need a dirt bike or something just to kind of keep up with them. I need a motorized vehicle. It's a good thing man has, brain to come up with machines that can make us as strong as the animals. Also a good thing that dogs love man. Isn't that a good thing that dogs love man? Named her Eucalyptus because she had breathing problems. She would always have like little snot on her face when I would come see her, and I would, clean the snot off of her so she didn't have snot all over her face. Eucalyptus, I mean, that's Vicks, vapor rub or whatever. Eucalyptus is just wonderful. Such a great smell, and it does sort of clear your congestion, so it smells good, and it's got some sort of health benefits. I remember I had some gym spa in Pueblo, Colorado, and when I was in the spa or the sauna, the steam room, when I was in the steam room, they would put a little eucalyptus in the steam, and it would just make the whole experience, just awesome, because it smelled wonderful, and then you had all that steam, so you felt like you were kind of getting good breaths of life, just a lot of good breathing. Why are you down here, down the darkened hall? She's like, I'm done with the living room. I need to find out what else this house has. So, what else can we do? What else can we do to get memories, right? When I think about Chumba, I love Chumba. Chumba's a wonderful dog. He can run real fast. He's got that short little stout body. He's got a cute little face. He would shake his nose like a little bunny rabbit to get my attention. But these other dogs, Tecumseh, Yida, Tim Tim, I have like all these like experiences with. Remember when we went over there and we found the cow bones, and then we would walk along the trail, and then you did this thing and you did that thing, and it just cracked me up. I remember Tecumseh one time. I kept trying to get him to just sit on the bed quietly, and eventually I just said, just kind of placed him like in a spot, and I said, "You're staying right there." And his neck was all crooked, and he didn't look like he was comfortable at all, but he's like, "Nah, this is cool, Papa. I'll just lay right here with my neck all crooked. As long as I'm hanging out with you, I'm fine. No, that's cool." And I just kept laughing because he was like clearly uncomfortable. Did not look like a fun, his neck was all crooked in like an uncomfortable sort of way. And he was just like, "This is great. I'm just going to stay right here," and just was so cool, calm, and collected about it. "Yeah, get up there. Get up there. Get up there." Ugh. So Marianne Bachmeyer is her Christian name. Usually I play with the names until eventually they get a name that like sticks. And I do, name them after revolutionaries, and most of the time. But it's not always the revolutionary name that sticks, Summertime, springtime, they've kept a revolutionary name that has to do with the seasons. It has nothing to do with any, great historical person. And then sometimes I'll love the person, and I'm like, their name, Merlin. Merlin's a cool guy. But be like, "Hey, Merle, what's going on, Merle?" I guess you can make it cool. But Merlin just isn't that great of a name. Marianne Bachmeyer. She was the woman who went to court with a gun and then shot and killed the man who had raped and murdered her daughter. And then she said she did it for her Princess Anna. So she loved her daughter. She absolutely loved her daughter. And then she has to go to court. This fucking guy is standing in the damn court. And then we're supposed to do all these stupid ass proceedings because you got to get a good conviction. But it's like, no, he fucking did it. He took away the love of my life, and now I have to go to court. And it was kind of crazy because it was all on video. It was almost as if like they were expecting her to do it or some shit. I mean, it was all on video. It was kind of crazy. We saw her in an overcoat outside the courtroom. She walks into the courtroom and then just pulls out a gun and fires 6 shots, and then the rapist, murderer is dead. And that's, talk about love, talk about love. She absolutely loved her daughter Anna, her Princess Anna. And when someone took her Princess Anna away, she implemented justice, and I can't be mad about that, but because she had did that in a courtroom, she's going to get charged, and then she's going to have to deal with charges. So in a way, she kind of stopped her own life, and then she's going to die young, 50 or 60 years old, and I don't know if she ever had any more kids after that. So, if she would have let the court system sort of go through the motions, she would have got a kind of justice anyways, but she wouldn't have been, got the justice from her own hand. Marianne Bachmeier, she's got a beautiful name. And Marianne Bachmeier is awesome. I saw like a little clip where it had like an Eminem song where it's like, and then I'll break that birdie's neck, take it back to the jeweler who sold it to you. Don't fuck with Dad. And so it was just kind of saying, it was Mockingbird, right? When he sang a little lullaby to Haley. And so I actually get emotional just thinking about Marianne Bachmeier. So eucalyptus, I mean, it's Yuki, so that's, that doesn't sound wonderful. But eucalyptus is a wonderful fragrance, wonderful smell. She does have breathing problems, so when I think about eucalyptus, I was actually, well, let's get you some Vicks. Let's get some Vicks Vapor Rub on you. Because I know you got some breathing issues. If she's little Lily has breathing issues as well. But Malcolm was a beautiful orange dog. And then Sasha has beautiful puppies. This would be Sasha's third or fourth. See, she had 3 to begin with, right? So that means your half-brothers and sisters is Abigail and Curltail and Dexter. That would be the first litter from Sasha. And then the next litter of Sasha would be, Butterscotch and Petunia, Malcolm, Akua, since God is the God of the living and not the dead, so Akua. She's hanging out with Modoc and Joan of Arc and Abigail right now. So actually, yeah, Akua and Abigail are half-sisters, which is interesting because she's more of a Rottweiler. I got like basically 2 sets of dogs, like Rottweilers. They're mutts, but they have just so many Rottweiler features. And then like Fuzzy Wuzzies, like just a bunch of Australian Shepherd, sort of not Lassie, not like a Border Collie, but not like, I don't know, kind of like a Border Collie. But I was thinking Australian Shepherd. And I'm not very good with the breeds. I sometimes think of mountain cur. Some of my dogs look like a mountain cur. And then there's another dog that I can't think of off the top of my head that they remind me of. So she's more Rottweiler-ish, but Abigail is Fuzzy Wuzzy. And I'll say the father is either Mufasa or Tim Tim. So she's going to be a pretty dog. And it was my sadness of not having Malcolm that I made you. I encouraged little Lily and Sasha to get together. So I wanted you. I was so sad. My poor Malcolm. And my poor Petunia and my poor Butterscotch. All these fucking legal fucking bullshit, man. All I wanted was just fucking Tecumseh and Tim Tim. I'd been happy with just 2 dogs. But then these motherfuckers, these fucking Nazi motherfuckers, man, they came after me. Now it's like, now I got, I guess I'm a bunny rabbit. Bunny rabbits have a bunch of babies because they're not good, strong, killing predators. And bunny rabbits, in order to survive, they're like, well, shit, maybe if we have 20 bunny rabbits really, really fast in, a short amount of time, maybe our species will survive. Bunny rabbits have, they're formidable. They got claws and they have back legs. But if you ever seen a domesticated bunny, you can pretty much just pick it up and sort of kind of handle it however you want to handle it. They're kind of, they're kind, they're sweet. They're almost like a little house mouse. I saw this one video of a house mouse where there was like a frog was just sitting next to a house mouse, and the house mouse was trying to buddy up to the frog, and then the frog just envelopes his entire mouth around the mouse. So mouse is so damn loving and trusting, it'll hang out with the person wanting to get their friendship and until they get devoured and eaten if they trust the other. So it's also important to capture them in their youth. Sometimes when I get frustrated with, I don't know, Yita, he's, an older dog now, and he's fun, loving, but he's, older. And so he can run faster and just kind of get into more stuff. But then when I think about just how sweet of a dog and innocent and trusting and his bright little face, and he would just go in the other room and bring a shoe and be like, Papa, look what I got. Yeah, you got my good work boot. You got my good, I don't want to say Skechers, but my good construction boots that I wear all the time. But he's like, Papa, look, I got a good chew toy. You can have some of this. I got a chew toy for me. I got a chew toy for you. He was just so damn happy. And then whenever I would just kind of sometimes just feed him or just talk to him or whatever, he would just sit on his little duff. He would just sit on one of his butt cheeks and just kind of just chill. Yep, just sitting here on my butt cheek. What's up, Papa? You got something you want to explain to me? You want to talk to me about the Constitution or something? Yeah, I'd love to talk to you about the damn preamble. My dogs actually aren't very good listeners. But, a phenomenon that I have actually come across that I think is, I keep talking about the great spirit of ultimate goodness. I think I could define it. And it is your own conscience. But it's more than just your own conscience. When I have a conversation with my dog, clearly, they're not really communicating much, except I like being around you and I like walking around, and you could tell the happiness of the dog. That tail is up, right? That tail is up and shaking over here, over there. So she's happy. But the great spirit of ultimate goodness is this. Let's ask Eucalyptus some questions, okay? Hey, Eucalyptus, what kind of life do you want for yourself? I'll ask you 3 questions. What kind of life do you want for yourself? What kind of life do you want for me? And what is your favorite thing in the world to do? You got a favorite thing in the world to do yet? Do you know what you want to do? Do you like catching frisbee? What will be your favorite thing in the world? If I was to work with you, what would you love to do? Okay, so the great spirit of ultimate goodness is when I put myself in Eucalyptus's shoes and I answer the questions that I just asked her to the best of my ability from her perspective. So the great spirit of ultimate goodness is in me, but it's in me when I look at Eucalyptus and I answer from her perspective. So the first question was, what does she want out of life? And what does she want out of life? Well, Eucalyptus wants to live life. She wants to live life. And yeah, she would love to have a husband, and she would love to have her little puppy. She wants to have her little home. But she wants to eat good food, drink water. So she wants to have all of her needs met. And then if she could get all of her needs met, and then maybe, find a little husband and have a litter, she wants to have a good life. She wants to have a good life where she has some human that just loves her and takes care of her. Preferably like a 10-year-old girl. She doesn't want a boy. She would like the boy. She would take the boy. But a girl would be, would relate to her in a different way. So she wants to be adopted by a 10-year-old girl who doesn't have a dog and just adopts her and her alone. And that way they'll be each other's best friends. And then all the other things she wants too. So hopefully that 10-year-old girl will have a good household with parents with a big yard so they can, run and play and go bike riding and have fun. So the kind of life she wants, of course she wants to find love and have a little family. And of course she wants to eat good food and drink good water. But she wants to have a good quality kind of life. A kind of life that, when the 10-year-old becomes 18 and gets her own truck, that she could sit in the passenger side truck and just hang her head out the window and just live her best life. Driving in a nice fast vehicle with a wind in her face and just chillaxing in the passenger side. Just absolutely loving life. That's what Eucalyptus wants. And then what kind of life does she want for me? Well, she's kind of stuck on herself. So she doesn't think of me too much. But she wants me to be in a spot to where I could love her. So she wants me to be liberated to where I can make sure she gets her dreams, her, not just her Maslow hierarchy of needs, but if I'm not going to make Eucalyptus my own, since I have other dogs, then I need to find a good home for her, someone that will exclusively love her for her. Find a family, and even older man, older woman, younger, a boy or a girl, a family who doesn't have a dog, who has a yard that she could run around in and enjoy, and maybe a family that would let her stay in the house, maybe not, on the couch or whatever, but maybe in a cage, but out of the weather, not just running around, out in the cold and I don't know, sometimes if you could get a dog to survive the elements outside, that would almost be preferable, because then she's not being confined. But then when you're not, I don't know, I think about Jesus when he loved Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene was bedeviled, right? She's like just fucking screaming and yelling and shit. And then eventually Jesus comes by and says, "You're mine." And I think there's something about that, being loved, when someone just says, "Okay, you're mine." And so whereas, dogs want to get out of a cage and nobody wants to be held captive or be on a chain or a leash, they kind of like it, because it's like saying, "You're mine." And when I would put with Tecumseh, he was always free, and it was hard to keep up with him because he always wanted to do the next thing, and he never got tired. So even if we just ran, 3 miles, he would be like, "So what's next?" And it's like, "You son of a bitch, we just ran 3 miles. That's it. That's the day." No, we still got a whole nother, 8 more hours left. What are you talking about? That's the day. I need food, water. I stink. You need to give me a shower, Goodness gracious. I don't want to go around with a stinky coat. I want to be loved. So you need to put a little bow in my hair and, make me clean and hygienic and beautiful, You need to groom. I need to be groomed a little bit. Dogs want to be loved, right? So, what am I trying to say? Tecumseh, he would never get tired. Oh, when I put a leash on him for the first time, I remember that I felt 2 things. I felt like, "You stupid dog," like he loved the leash. I put like a collar, not a leash, a collar on him. And when he had the collar, he was just so damn proud, like I gave him a necklace, like I gave him, a piece of property just for himself. And he walked around so proudly. "Look what I got, everybody. I got myself a collar. I got a collar." That's actually an Aesop's fable. There's a difference between infamy and notoriety. I believe that's the moral. But it was just a dog that was just so proud that he had a collar, but then the rest of the animals are like, "That means you're a friend's slave," right? As the comedian, the great T.J. Miller, had said. That's what dogs are. They're friend slaves. "You must be my friend." And so in some respects, it's not just every kid should have a puppy, but everybody should have a dog at least one point in their life. This is man's best friend. Even though they are stronger, faster, they could bite. They're more ferocious. They got the claws and they got the teeth. Because they absolutely love us, worship us. They've been domesticated over the years. So even wolf man would eventually love Native American man. So wild man and wild dog found each other to be mutually beneficial. Now domesticated dog has to, I guess in a way fight those instincts, because it's just embedded in their bloodstream. It's embedded in their nervous system. And maybe that's the reason why they have such conflicted, sometimes with me, it's like, I don't know, they'll yawn whenever I'm like, "All right, let's go play." And then it's like, "Oh, I got to play with you. Can't I just do what I want to do?" It's like, and then they'll yawn like, "Oh, all right, we'll be together. What do you want to do?" So it's almost like they fight their own sort of urge to be free and autonomous and independent, and their love of man triumphs. Even in White Fang, there was a story about White Fang where he was basically free from the encampments and free from man, and then he just missed his man. He missed his man, and he was afraid that after he had been gone for a while that his man was going to beat him, but he found his man, and he sat next to his man, and his man didn't beat him. His man was just happy with him, and he was happy being with him. So in a way, it's like, you poor thing. You poor, poor thing. Poor little Eucalyptus. She's going to love man no matter how terrible or wonderful man or woman or child is. She will love them and adore them. And if you put her in a cage and you neglect her all day, she'll live with it. She'll deal with it. And when you open the cage and say, let's go run, she won't be like, well, you let me in the damn cage all damn day. What have you been doing? She won't put no guilt trip. And I don't want to encourage people to be terrible to their dogs, but I just feel like even an abusive person who just, like would beat their dog, whatever, the dog would still, love you. Hey, what are you about to do? Hey, no. What are you about to pee? That is not the kind of memories I want. If you want to pee, go out in the kitchen. Just not on the carpet. Just pee on the tile. It's easier to clean. Come on. Come on. Eucalyptus, come on. So it's like, you poor thing. Man, you absolutely love us. It's not just you that love us, but it's your ancestors, it's your bloodlines, it's your genetics. Even the wolf, even the wild Eucalyptus loved us. Even when you were wild, you would stay by our encampments. There's actually a beautiful passage in either White Fang or Buck. What's the Buck? Call the Wild. It was either one of those two books. It's probably White Fang. But White Fang was just talking about, like, in a very generic way about ape man, and it might have been a chimpanzee, and a wild dog, maybe like a hyena or something. But you had this chimpanzee and this hyena, and the chimpanzee didn't really know what to do, but the chimpanzee had hands and arms and kind of had like an intelligence that the hyena didn't have. The hyena had, the chops and the strong mouth, and they were just friends, basically just two wild animal creatures who were friends with each other, not really knowing what to do with each other. It's like, I like you, you like me. Well, what's this going to be? How's this going to turn out? And it's just a beautiful passage because it makes me think like we are the chimpanzee, humankind is, and chimpanzees like to poop in their hand and throw poop at people and shit. And even though that's like really gross and disgusting, that's not a bad defense. Nobody wants poop, having anybody throw poop at them. But then it's like, do chimpanzees really know what the hell's going on? Do chimpanzees really have even if they are more intelligent than the hyena, is it good enough? Is man's intelligence good enough for dog? Iran has banned. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Is man's intelligence good enough for the love of dog? Because their love is, I would say, not only unconditional, I would say that their love is automatic. Their love is guaranteed against their own will. And I think that might frighten them and scare them, and I might understand them a little bit better, because it's like, you're a man and I'm a little frightened of you because you're like way bigger than me, and I'm like, you could hurt me if we ever got into a fight, but it's like, I don't know, we'd be pretty close. You might actually get the better end of me. Maybe as a puppy I might win, but as a dog, I think if you really wanted to, if you're a rabbit or something, you would probably win that battle, especially if you had more, a couple dogs on your side and I had no weapons. If I have no weapons, humankind is pretty pitiful. But where am I going with this? I'm going somewhere else with this. I'm saying that it's automatic, it's guaranteed, it's inevitable, it's something you can count on. Eucalyptus will absolutely love me. And since she absolutely will love me, man, I feel like it's incumbent upon me to make sure that I provide the best damn life for her. You know? And so it depends if she loves a bad man or woman or child, then she won't have a very good life. There was something that happened, some serial killer in New Mexico had just took a wire and choked the puppy, killed it. But maybe you could find a good man that says, since you love me so damn much, not only do I want you to find your little 10-year-old girl and your little husband and have your little litter and have your own little doghouse, but I want you to have all that and more. I want you to have all that you could ever dream of. I want you to have not just a little yard, but maybe 40 acres. And then you learn the damn contours of the thing, and you could run and run and run all day. And there's so many things to run and chase after and smell, and a bunch of little bugs and animals. And as long as you come back to the house and you learn your name, and the house isn't just one, child that likes you, but the whole family just loves you being a part of the family. So even if you are the girls, you're the whole family's dog, and they love you. You're watching out for them. Anytime you hear a noise, not only are you free to run like Buck did in the Call of the Wild. He just absolutely had such a charmed life. So I don't want you to just have good things in your life. I want great things in your life. I want great things in your life, and for your doghouse to be wonderful and magnificent and to totally give you cover and give you all the safety and protection that you need. Maybe even have it not like a little plastic thing that'll just blow in the wind, but maybe something with foundation, with like concrete foundation. Because you are guaranteed to love me, I have to make sure that you are loved by me or by one of the good ones of me. You understand? You understand? Huh? Huh? Don't chew on the camera. And where they like to be pet, they kind of like to be pet everywhere. Sometimes I like petting on top of their head, but sometimes they don't like that. They'll try to lick my hand too. I don't really like that either. But there's two spots that I feel like most dogs just really love. Their upper chest. I mean, sometimes I'll rub their shoulder, but it's something about their upper chest when they're puppies. They'll just kick their back legs, and then behind their ears. They absolutely love behind their ears. And I'm not even scratching them, kind of just massaging. But sometimes when, I don't know if they're bored or whatever, but they'll just take their back leg and just kind of scratch the hell out of behind their ear. And I don't know if it's because they got a scratch, or they just love, kind of rubbing behind their ear. They just love that feeling. And then their upper chest. When they're little puppies, if you rub a little puppy like a newborn, like 1 or 2 days old, they will kick their back legs like it's the greatest damn feeling in the world. Why are you rubbing my chest, man? This is so great. I don't know what that's about, but I almost feel like it's like a pride thing. I'm a big, strong dog. So rub my upper chest. And then sometimes just to, not get too close to them, I'll just kind of rub their shoulders, to let them know they're big, strong dogs. Like, big, strong dog right there. Big, strong dog, huh? What do you think? You think this will work? You think somebody will see this and care about you as much as the great spirit of ultimate goodness? Yeah. You think somebody will? find you and give you a good home? She's an orange dog, and I do miss my Malcolm, so she's going to have a bunch of little Malcolms. Yeah, little snot. Let's get you some Vicks paper.